Hey everybody, this is Brad from Johnson Small Engines, better known as a one-handed mechanic. If I can do it, you can too. We're going to explain how to operate a John Deere E130 today. First thing I always tell you to do is what? Check your oil. Always got to check the oil before you run the machine. This guy here has a twin-cylinder Briggs & Stratton engine. Pull the dipstick out. You want to make sure you're between the two dots here. All right, and this one is right on the mark. This dipstick actually has a couple little nubs. This one here has two right there, and on the other side it has one over here. And as you can see on the tube, it has two right here and one over here. You want to make sure that you put them in the right direction, or you can actually get them stuck if you put them in the wrong way. Just make sure you check your oil before you run the machine. And go back to the gas tank. And this is one of those floating gas tanks. All right, so the tank itself actually floats up and down, and that's how you look at your gauge up here. Okay, so this one's pretty full, and as you can see by me playing with the tank, it's moving it up and down. If you come across this really loose, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just how John Deere set it up. It's just a floating tank that gives you your fuel gauge in the front there. Make sure you have full tank of gas when you start. I'm gonna go over some controls with you right now. We have your deck height lever here, which moves the deck up and down. We have your brake, and I call it the clutch, but it's really just a brake pedal, but it also disengages your hydrostatic transmission when you push the clutch in here. So this is your brake / clutch. Parking brake is here, and when you do put the parking brake on, you want to push down on the pedal all the way. You want to lift up on the parking brake and then let go of the pedal, and it locks it in. And then you have to make sure you push down on the parking brake, push this down, and then it unlocks it. Now I'm going to leave it locked in just to start the machine. All right, so we're going to lock it up. This is your reverse. This is so how you can cut and reverse. You have to basically push this button in, and I'll show you how to do it when we get out there and start showing you how to cut and reverse. Throttle's here. Okay, you have your turtle and your rabbit, and this just means when it's in cold temperatures, you want to have it all the way up on choke. Now this is an automatic choke when you go all the way up to the top. It's a spring-loaded mechanism here. This throttle goes up to fast, and then it goes spring-loaded tension up into the choke position. So when you start it, you're going to put it all the way up in choke. As soon as it starts, I usually bring it down to about half throttle just to warm it up. It's just nice to warm it up before. And actually, when it's real cold outside, these will not run very well at high speed. So you want to warm up at medium speed. And then when you're ready to cut, throw it up in fast, and then you engage your mower deck, or engage your mower deck at half speed and then throttle up to fast. But you want to run at the fast speed when you're cutting grass. This right here is your manual Pto Switch. This will manually engage your mower deck. So you just flip it up. That's engaged, flip it back, and that's disengaged. We have a nice hour meter, and as you can see, this guy only has 59.8 hours on the machine. It's pretty new. On the other side over here, we also have two pedals. Here, one is your forward pedal and reverse pedal, and then we also have here a cruise control, which is pretty nice. They do have a nice little feature here if you want to put something in here. It's like a little box compartment. You can put your gloves or whatever. That's in here. All right, so as far as starting it, you want to make sure you have your brake down, brake clutch in. I usually always leave it on the park position. And you have to hold the choke. You have to hold it up in choke to start it. And your ignition switch is here. Okay, I did forget to tell you about the ignition switch. Your ignition switch is here. You have a couple different scenarios here where the first click is your headlights. So if I turn them on, you'll see the headlights, and they are on. So that means that do not leave the key in the headlight position, or you can drain your battery. And then you have the basically engine on position, and then the last one here is your crank position. So I'm going to go turn it off. We're going to hold the throttle lever all the way up in choke, and then we're going to turn it to crank, and as soon as it starts, we're going to take it down to idle. Okay, and then when you're ready to move, you have to release your parking brake by pushing your pedal in, pushing the parking brake down, and let it go. And then you have one pedal forward, then go forward, one pedal reverse, makes you reverse, and you want to put it back in park. And if you put it in park, you can also get off the machine as long as your PTO lever, your power takeoff to your mower deck is not engaged. If you put it in park, you can get off your machine. Okay? I want to show you one lever in the back here. All right, this is whenever you need to push your tractor, this lever here is just for that. If you need to push it, get it out of the way from somewhere, or if you ran out of gas and you got to push it or whatever, pull this all the way out. You have to make sure your emergency brake is off, and I'm going to do that now. So emergency brake is off, and this machine should push very easily, and it does. That is the only way you should push this machine, is when this lever is out. Okay, just make sure your lever is out when you're pushing it, but remember to put this back in again, or you'll get on your tractor, you'll push the pedals forward and backward and it won't go anywhere. Now I'm going to show you how to, one, use the cruise control, and two, how to cut in reverse, because you cannot cut in reverse unless you push that reverse button down that I showed you earlier, which is right there. So I'm going to move this over and we're going to show you how to cut in reverse. Much that's it on how to operate the E130 John Deere. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Appreciate everybody watching my videos. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.